Hey guys, AB here. This is my coming back video, and I wanted to wait to make this video until after the changes I made to the team were pretty well done. Reason being is that I felt that in my absence the team had really suffered and wasn't where it should have been. Also, I'm not really going to touch much on why I quit or took a break because I want this to be mostly about the team. I will, however, upload something on my personal channel, which I plan to be a lot more active on now that I'm back. Anyway, I'll get right into it on a lot of the changes that were made. I think I'll touch on first is that obviously the roster changes. I know I got a lot of tweets asking me exactly why this person was kicked or why this person, was dropped. And I just want to clarify something. When I first came back, I didn't know a lot of the people. And I did try to spend a little bit of time, checking the guys out and learning like why exactly it was that we were kicking some of the people. And some of the people I just didn't have the time to. I just knew from checking them out and from what I heard that they just were not going to be Darth material. And it didn't just range from their skill level, it just ranged from a whole bunch of different things. Like, some people I thought were pretty solid players and were probably good enough to be in, but personality-wise and the way they portray themselves on Twitter and social media, I didn't want them in the team. And so it didn't just range, and it's not just to say the people that got kicked were inherently bad, it's just to say that they didn't fit what I wanted the team to become. So it wasn't just, to do with how good they were as a player. It had to do with multiple different things. And going forward, I always like to have a roster that was a little bit smaller than the normal team. And the reason being is I just feel it's a lot easier to stay connected with everybody in the team if it's smaller, tight group of people than it is to have a big roster. Now, while having a bigger roster, you're probably able to produce better stuff. I just feel like having a smaller roster obviously just makes it where your quality of people is just a lot higher because you're able to kind of, communicate with each other and see who's doing good and who's doing bad versus, having a big sea of guys and not really be able to see who's doing what. Obviously, the really good guys stand out and some of the really bad guys, can kind of slide by, in my opinion. So that was a big change that came to the team, and at the end of the day, in the first week that I came back, there ended up being 14 guys dropped, and then we brought back some of the old members, and we recruited some new guys. And this was about 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, somewhere in that time period that this happened. I know a lot of you guys, I'm not telling anything new, but I just wanted you guys to see it from my perspective, and obviously there was a lot of guys I felt bad that they had tried very hard to get into a big team, and unfortunately it didn't work out in Darth, but I wish them all the best luck in the world. And moving on, obviously one big issue that I saw with the team while I was gone was the team tages. Like, when I came back and I watched the team tages, there was elements of it that I obviously thought, just like everybody else did, that were cheesy and just didn't feel like a Darth team taj. It didn't have the style, it lacked a lot of the stuff that I felt like made a great team taj. Now, I think parts of that video were pretty solid, but as a total, I didn't think it was near up to what Darth, our Darth team tages should be. So one of the big things is that obviously I felt like, we had done a Halloween team taj every year for the last 3 years. This is our 4th year doing it, and so we immediately set out to working on that. And when we started to work on it, obviously we didn't want to be one of those teams that take shortcuts. Just like in Destiny, I wanted it all to be mostly recorded brand new. Now some of the clips in there, 4 or 5 months old, but that's like, 3, 4, 5 clips, not very many at all. But, almost 90% of that Taj was recorded brand new within the last month and a half. And I don't know, I just personally, another huge thing for me on team Tages is I just don't like to see other clan gamer tags in our team Tages, because I just feel like, if you're watching a Darth, this is all hypothetical, but if you're watching a Darth team Taj and you see an Obey gamer tag or whatever the clan might be, I just feel like that's not really representing your team. I feel like it should all be gamer tags hit during the time in the team or representing your team, with the respective team's gamer tag. I just feel like if you're watching a team Taj and has 7 or 8 different team gamer tags, I just feel like that looks so sloppy, and it looks like to me that, in most cases it might not be true, but they recruited the players for the clips. And Darth had done that like over a year ago. Yeah, we were one of the offenders of that, but that was something that I didn't want to have anything to do with because I wasn't proud of those videos as much as I was something that was recorded all brand new. because I just felt like the team could do better. You know, like when Destiny came out, that was all recorded on Darth GTs, and we only had 23 players, and we produced this video that was that good. So that was what I want to do with the Halloween teamtage. And you know, under the circumstances, I think the video came out awesome. I think that there were obviously a couple mistakes with the video, but overall I felt like the video was solid given all the circumstances, and I can only see them getting better from here. Speaking of teamtages, another project we're going to be working on in the future is we're going to be doing a best of Darth teamtage. It's not going to be released before Ghost. It'll probably be released, you know, late this year or maybe early next year. I still got to collect all the clips from it, but it'll basically be all of Darth's best clips ever, and I got to hit up a bunch of old members. And yeah, I don't know how many clips. It's gonna be a hard deal to do because I'm gonna have to collect like 300, 400 something clips for it. So, but I'm already kind of picking the soundtrack, and I'm really excited for that video. I think it'll come out pretty awesome. But really, I don't really think there's anything else to be said in this video about like the team or what's going on with it, because I see it much more of a continuation of what I was working on before than big radical changes. Ghost, you know, we're going to pretty much just do our thing on that, pretty much just the way it's always been. And there's not really a whole lot left to be said. I think I kind of laid it out for you. If you guys have any questions, you can hit me up on Twitter, and I'll try to answer them as best I can. But yeah, it's awesome to be back. I plan to be a lot more active on Ghost and on my personal channel, so you know, you can check that out. And also, I'll be uploading the video on why I quit on that channel. So yeah, looking forward to Ghost and all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.